Going into that first half, it was pretty much one of the easiest away afternoons that Newcastle have ever had.
We were expecting that they would be pushing and they would be attacking, and they have to get to the ball and to score. So yeah, maybe if a fall is a penalty.
A month ago, you would have jumped at that.
Definitely, without doubt. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Right, hi everyone, this video is sponsored by the wonderful One Football app, which we both use. That gets us around the UK and upgrades equipment and etc, etc. It keeps you up to date with all the latest news and transfers. So with the review, I'm joined by Rob. We're going to be talking about the lineups. We'll hear from Rafa Benitez, of course, a couple of other members of the backroom team, have a look at the league table and what it means going into next week as well. Just let you know, these shirts, we're selling them just for £2 at the minute. £2, bargain, innit?
Yeah,
absolute
definitely,
bargain.
especially when I bought mine for a tenner each.
Right, the lineups then, the two big ones, Rob, are obviously Atsu replacing Almiron, but Shelvey coming into centre midfield. What's your thoughts on those two?
I'm not too fussed, to be honest, because I mean,
were you happy to see Shelvey though?
Yeah. On reflection, yes. I mean, we're mathematically safe now. We can start to be a bit more risky. I mean, I'm not risky in the sense that 'cause we've got nothing to lose. But Shelvey, you know, he hasn't played much all season because of injury, and when he has played at times, he's just not really been the John Joe Shelvey that we know and love. So, you know, just spend these last few games trying to recoup that form.
Going into that first half, it was pretty much one of the easiest away afternoons that Newcastle have ever had this season. That makes sense. Obviously, we're not at the away game, as you already know if you watched a couple of the previous videos, as well as Ramsey's determined to hit that camera. What was I saying? So, the first half, I mean, what do you take of that? It was so easy for her.
Yeah, I mean, you take our goal and Dummett, you know, who's striding forward, and there is no threat whatsoever around him. So he's able to get the cross in, and we duly score from that move.
Talk to me about that goal. I thought it was finished and laid off by Rondon, and then finished by Perez superbly.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you have, you know, from Brighton's perspective, you're going to see, you know, the lack of defending that was going on while Paul Dummett was coming forward. You know, no wonder in that position. If they're playing that badly, no wonder that they're in such a precarious position, and you know, Cardiff did them a favour this afternoon by losing at Fulham. So yeah, it was an excellent goal. However, I think there were more goals to be had, and disappointed to have only scored the one.
Because at that very moment, it was only Perez, when he was injured from celebrating, he was trying to stay on, and it was about 5 or 6 minutes later we had to sub him off. Can't speak. Kennedy came on, and then from that moment, I just felt we just lacked, because we're missing Almiron. And we miss Perez, and there is a few people who have Perez as critics. I'm one of them. I'm sure everybody else is. But when he's on form, he's on fire, and we missed Almiron today. And for me, at that moment when Perez came off, the game changed for me. In particular, the second half.
Yeah, we certainly lost a sense of productivity, creativity, whatever you call it.
We grooved, didn't we?
Yeah. It's
mojo.
We tried to re-energise. We seemed to lose a lot of energy after Perez came off. But there were still more goals to be had in that game, and you know, in the second half, you know, we made it look really difficult. You know, we made it look a lot more difficult than it was. I think there were more goals to be had in that second half, and I think we went defensive about the 60th minute. That's our usual tactic, but it's a Brighton defence. They're terrible.
And they haven't scored in the last 7 before this one.
Yeah. So
did we go too deep too early?
Yes. Exactly. Couldn't have put it better myself. You know, attack is the best form of defence in my view, but that's only when you come up against teams that are definitely worse than yourselves, like Brighton are. I know that's quite a statement, but I mean, take for example Leicester a couple of weeks back when we came too deep. Well, we came really deep around the 60th minute. I am going off on a tangent here, but we timed it really well and we defended really well, whereas today we were just really lax when we made that defensive approach around the 60th minute.
It was frustrating to watch, and it feels weird watching a live game as well, because that's the first live television game that I've watched all season. It was frustrating, it was. I wonder how Rafa Benitez feels of it. Let's jump over. Rafa, over to you.
I think that the first half we did really well. We were in total control of the game, with the ball, without the ball, creating chances.
and it was a pity that we couldn't score the second goal and then maybe control the game even more in the second half. We were expecting that they will be pushing, they will be attacking, and okay, we have to defend well. We did it for a while, but still we didn't have the control on the ball that we had in the first half. And we needed 2 or 3 passes to be sure that we could go through, and we didn't do it well. So we have 2 or 3 counter-attacks that we could finish doing better, no, at least to test the keeper properly. But okay, we didn't do it, and it's a pity because the first half was one of the best games that we were playing in terms of controlling and moving the ball and creating chances.
To be honest, now I think if I go down it's a penalty because I felt the contact, but it's not my intention to just go on the floor and to try to get a penalty. In that moment I just trying to get to the ball and to score. So maybe if I fall is a penalty, but anyway that's football.
So that was Rafa Benitez and one of the other players there. But on the flip side, if I said to you a point away to Brighton, it's not the worst result in the world.
It's not the worst result. After all, what has kept them up even last season is their home form. I mean, away from home, they are a bit of a walking disaster. So a few weeks ago, it's a point that I would have taken, but at the same time, going into today, no goals in the last 7. They're looking over their shoulders a lot of the time, whereas we're, nice and safe. Us fans, we've got the deck chairs out, whereas we don't want the players to do that. But it just reached a point in the second half when the players did get the deck chairs out. What
do you make of their goal? Because looking back, and we've seen obviously a couple of times on the replay now, it looks like it's a communication problem between Dummett and Fernandes. There's a man in between. Fernandes isn't looking behind him. Dummett can see what's happening. Who do you point the finger there?
It's just basically all 3 defenders. They're not on the same page. That's the main issue for me. I can't point a finger at a specific individual because I just think these are defenders that have worked together all season. They should be on the same page with each other.
I don't think Fabian Schär's to blame for me, and I think he's actually our best player in the game. I thought he's a contender for player of the season, man of the match.
And player of the season, why
he's
not?
A contender. We'll be doing more videos, thorough videos, in a couple of weeks. Player ratings of the whole season, all of that, shortlist player of the year, and all of that. But the league table itself, West Ham won today, which is a shame. It doesn't look like we're going to catch 11th now.
Yeah.
So are we playing for trying to finish 12th now with Palace and Bournemouth?
Yeah. I mean, it's a time where we can just sort of. It's a stress-free end to the season.
I was just about to say you sound disheartened saying that, but a month ago you would have jumped at that.
Definitely, without doubt. Couldn't have put it better myself.
And that's it. That's Rob's take as well. That has been the review. What's coming up tomorrow is we've got the analyst video as well, and then we'll build up to Liverpool. Actually, I may as well ask you about Liverpool because it's a massive game for them. They're going to be coming up to Newcastle as well. It's going to be a sellout. We know that there's a few Liverpool fans, so probably illegally dotted around the stadium, but we won't say much more than that. Look, it's their day, isn't it, rather than ours? Are we just got to try and how do you approach that? Because the focus is all on them.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll just do what try and do. Depends what Rafa Benitez wants. There's still a bit of Liverpool blood in him, and I'm not going to deny that. But he's at the same time he's not just going to lie. He's not going to lie over. Let Liverpool just dominate the game.
He's got to get blamed anyway because if he wins, he's going to be blamed for costing them the title. Well, if he doesn't, Newcastle.
It's a lose-lose situation for Rafa. But
he's already said that as well in his press conference, hasn't he?
Yeah, I worked out last night that Jurgen Klopp, he since becoming Liverpool manager, he has beaten every single Premier League opponent away from home except for Hull City, Man United and Newcastle.
And that's why he's our stat man. If you want to get any stats, you come to this fella. That's the reason why I took you on that quiz show.
Yep.
Right, thank you very much for everybody for watching in the live stream, the live chat as well. I'll just be cautious that Ramsey's not going to kick my head off with a ball. Right, let us know what you think. Ta-da, bye-bye.